Hello, my name is Dorothee Rosen. I'm a goldsmith in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and today I'm going to show you some of the waxes, just a quick little view of the waxes that create my flow series of jewelry, all created in Fairmined Ecological Gold. So today I'm at a different spot in my studio. I am at my wax bench, and my wax bench is different because when my regular bench, which is over there, I have filings and from cutting things. I have lots of kind of dirt, jewelry dirt, and the waxes really prefer having a clean environment. So I have a separate bench when I work with waxes. And I'm just gonna go right into this and try to get you to turn around. There we go. So this is my wax bench. There's a variety of different things going on here. Actually, my light is not super great. I'm gonna try to better that. But for example, I have this is definitely an older series. My script series. I still make necklaces in this series, but this is a wax from that series that I kind of still have around. I have some computer-assisted design. Sometimes I work in computer-assisted design, almost never, but that's a CAD wax, and it's also considered a wax. And then here are some of the fingerprint waxes that I've worked with in the very necklace I'm wearing. I don't know if you can see that, but this is how those are originally made. This might be interesting too. But today I'm going to talk to you about these here waxes, if I can get my thing to be straight. So the Flow series rings, as you may have seen if you watched my last live, they are made in this luscious 18-karat Fairmined Eco Gold, and they have this tremendous flow about them. And how does that happen? How do I get these waxes? What do they look like before they're gold? This is one, and I had another one here. You can see there's quite a bit of movement in these. Oh, hi, Ian. Ian just came online here to watch. Ian is the photographer, the talented Halifax photographer who does a lot of my photos these days. He's very good at what he does. So let me show you these waxes. I'm gonna wonder how much closer I can get. The light, we need more light. So you can see this is the wax. Thank you. Yeah, so the wax is very, very delicate, and you see how it looks a little bit yellow. This wax is an ancient Japanese kind of wax. It is made from a casting wax as well as beeswax and pine resin. And it has to be worked very, very quickly. And once it's worked, I wanted to show you, I think this is the one. Oh no, this is like, it doesn't have a lot of give. So I make lots and lots and lots of these, and a lot of them don't work out, quite honestly. And one thing I wanted to show you is they're very fragile. You see this piece broke off here? This is actually a very, I would have otherwise maybe used this, but these waxes are so fragile, it broke off right there. And I wanted to kind of illustrate that for you, although it may be too warm in here right now. No, see that? Just broke right. So that means that the rings also, if I'm not careful enough, they'll just break. Now, see, my hand already warms it enough that it's movable. But to actually work the wax, it has to be warmer, but not so warm that it gets stuck to all my fingers and everything. This is one that had gotten a little bit too warm as I was working with it, and it got like stuck on everything. Then it gets stuck on my fingers and makes a huge mess. So the other thing that can go wrong with these is, I think this is one, yeah. So because it contains pine resin and other ingredients, you see this little kind of blistery thing? That's a piece of pine resin that kind of formed a glob inside the wax, and so this cannot be used because that'll show up in the cast. We don't want that. Hey Matt, thanks. I'm glad you love the new series. I love it too. I'm really excited. And I love this technique. Matt is a jeweler in Ontario, and he used to be in here quite a bit. This is another one. This is one of those double wrap ones. And you can see where the wax kind of ends here. Oh, I just broke. Look at that. That's how fragile they are. So I kind of wanted to show you that. And then, you know, I like working with gemstones. And so the next thing that I'm working with these is trying to create teeny tiny ones that I might set a stone into. So again, I mean, it's just so delicate to work with. It takes you have to make so many before you get one or two that'll turn out right. It's a bit of a nightmare. This one was looking quite promising, but it's too thick, you know. So I'm still really learning a lot about this, but maybe I'll turn you back around. But I have made more, and there are. I'm going to cast them soon. I wanted to show you for the teeny tiny ones. This is a bezel mandrel. Actually, it's usually I use this to form a bezel for a gem. So I would often, for the teeny tiny ones, I go around one of these, or I'll put the other guys. Or I take a rod of some kind, like these are copper, different widths, obviously, thicknesses. This is actually copper tubing, believe it or not. And I wrap it around there, but again, it cools so quickly, then it becomes either brittle or it gets stuck or it starts melting off. So it's a very challenging situation. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Where's my, oh yeah, here we go, ring mandrel. So the rings would be made around a ring mandrel. You can see that there's a, oh, maybe you can see, a ring mandrel always has sizes on it. It's not focusing. But I can roughly get the size. Casting will reduce that size, so it's a bit of a loss. Hello, Marvin. And then each one of these is cast individually. The wax is cast once, and that's it. So each one has a lot of versions before I find one that I am happy with. And then once I cast that, that's that. And each one's going to be a little different. So earrings are coming. Be patient. The supply chain is difficult because the Fairmined gold is very difficult it's not so easy to obtain, actually. And supply chains are still interrupted. I'm okay to wait for this metal because it is so special. It's really, I feel so good about this Fairmined Ecological Gold. I'm happy to wait. I don't know if you saw in a post recently that, for example, during the time that the mines were closed because of COVID, the premium that gets paid to the mining organizations for me using this and you buying this gold, that premium was able to continue to provide salaries for these miners. They built homes that allowed for better segregation between them, and not segregation, separation, so that they're not all in one pile, so COVID wouldn't spread, and so on and so forth. It's really good gold. It's gold to be proud of. I can't stop saying that. It's really true. Thanks for being here, and I will talk to you next Sunday.